You with Match Night on BBC Radio Suffolk. The Championship weekend gets underway with our main feature at the Kassam Stadium. Ipswich Town away at Oxford United. Let's join our commentary team. Former Town captain Mick Mills is back alongside Brenna Woolley.
At the Kassam Stadium, there's currently a light show going on just to add to the atmosphere. Ipswich Town are trying to stretch their unbeaten run to 7 games here tonight. Should they win this one, they'll move up to second in the table. Yep, all of a sudden, they'll be above the likes of Stoke, Middlesbrough, Preston and co. That's what stringing together 4 wins and 2 draws does for you. They also come here targeting a 4th successive away win. As for Oxford, well, they've got plenty to play for at the other end of the table. Gary Rowett's side looks like they're going to be in a relegation battle as their second season back in the Championship head towards the midway point. Well, they've certainly got spirit. That was demonstrated by their late fight back to share the spoils in Tuesday's 6-pointer at Norwich. Only a win will take them out of the bottom 3 of the Championship table tonight, though. And Mick Town have got themselves on a good little run, haven't they? And without really setting the world alight either.
Exactly. I think the results now are sort of maybe better than what the performances are. So if they can just step up the performance level, then I think you can possibly say that the second half of the season will be one to look forward to, because I'm a firm believer that the better you perform, the better your results will be. And I sort of sometimes get fed up with people saying they know how to get over the line. Well, that covers up an awful lot of poor things, really. So the results are coming nicely. The performance, let's just step it up a couple of notches, and then we can possibly, without question, this is our last game in November. We've known for a long time that December would be a tough month, not only for the amount of games we have to play, but also most of the games are against teams in the top section of the division. So it's an important month, it really is, and we can't, if we can just get this result tonight, we will be going into that sort of area in great form, and we can look forward to it. And anything can happen.
Just 3 nights since Ipswich Town won 2-0 up in East Yorkshire and Oxfordshire tonight for this game. Town trying to win in this part of the world in terms of the league for the first time in their history. Just one solitary League Cup victory in Oxford down the years. Well then, the team that Kieran McKenna has picked, one change forced upon him, 3 others through choice. Noki Eustace through injury, he rolled his ankle the other night. Greaves, McAteer and Clark all dropped to the bench. In come Kipre, Taylor, Eggerly and Philogene. Obviously Town playing their usual system. Walton in goal, back for a Furlong, O'Shea, Kipre and Davis. Then Matusiwa plays alongside Taylor. In front of them, Eggerly, Nunez and Philogene stretch across the park in attacking areas. And up front is Hurst. On the bench, Button, Athon, Clark, Young, Greaves, McAteer, Johnson, Akpom and Cameron Humphreys in the 20-man squad for the first time in a while. 2 changes from the draw at Carrow Road. Tearvest is out altogether. Goodrum drops to the bench. In the wide attacking areas come Mills and Krastev. Krastev got that 95th minute equaliser against Norwich in the week. Cumming is their goalkeeper. Back 4 is Long, Hellick the captain, Brown and Curry. Then Volks and Keersmaker play in midfield. The 3 in front are Mills, Luke Harris and Krastev. Mark Harris is their number 9. On the bench, Ingram's their subkeeper. Davies, Plaheta, Romney, Prelec, Goodrum, Lee, Lancashire and Bradshaw. You were saying in the car on the way down, for all Kieran McKenna likes to make lots of changes, you think he's got kind of a strong 8 in mind if he had to win a game tomorrow, don't you, Mick? And there's just maybe 2 or 3 positions he's not 100% settled on yet?
Yeah, I think that's the case, and I think that if Kieran was really honest with us, and if you were a good mate of his and you could sort of talk to him quietly on the side, then I think he would be, I think his goalkeeping position, that's sort of forced upon him. But I think you could even get to probably 9 players that are very much first choice players.
How many of them playing here tonight? A lot of them, aren't there?
Well, the back 4 to start with. Matasuwa, Eggerly, I think now. Philogene without question, Hurst, and I think Nunes is now,
Yeah.
as this is the position he can get into the team, and it's all about getting into the team first and foremost. So there's only a couple that I think are doubtful.
So in short, yeah, possibly Town at their strongest tonight. Play underway here at the Kassam Stadium, the three-sided Kassam Stadium. No stand, just a car park. Behind Christian Walton's goal, Town in blue, white, blue, playing from left to right. The away fans filled up their area over the far side, the left-hand third of that stand. Here is Krastev, the number 50, runs into trouble, then trips Nunez. Play back underway. Oxford in their yellow shirts with the navy sleeves and shorts, yellow socks. They've got the ball wide left. Curry gives it back, and it's jabbed into the Ipswich area. Town have to do some aerial defending early doors in this game. Cleared up and away by Philogene back. All hands on deck for Ipswich Town. Matusiwa wins his header. Bit of decent pressure this from the home team at the start of this game. On this left-hand side, it's Volks, very experienced midfielder. Now Curry, the left-back, first experience this for him of Championship football this season. They signed him the summer before, Oxford, but he was on loan at Orient last year, the former Wimbledon player who actually impressed me for Wimbledon against Town a couple of years ago. Town had a little break of action. It's a throw into Furlong off of Curry.
Yeah, it was a nice little start by Oxford. You very rarely see that nowadays. First ball normally goes out of play, and then you get your first stoppage. But that was a good little bit of play by Oxford, but they didn't find any holes, so it didn't come to anything.
Just a one win here against Derby this season. They have drawn though with Coventry, Leicester, Millwall and Middlesbrough. Some big teams have failed to win here. Poor pass from Furlong, straight out of play. That was like a repeat of some of the football we saw in the first half on Tuesday, which was terrible from both sides, it has to be said. Town deserved winners in the end though. Matusiwa pokes the ball to Hurst. Hurst cushions it for Nunez, the first goal scorer on Tuesday. With that header, Nunez got himself in a good position to put it away. Here is O'Shea, square to Kipre. Now it's with Taylor on the halfway line. Taylor was always going to come in when Kiyuste was ruled out through injury. One would imagine we'll start again in the week at Blackburn. Kipre up towards Hurst. Hurst lays it off to Nunez, who loses it in a challenge. Keersmaker goes in there. The Belgians robbed. Oxford get it back momentarily. Matusiwa uses the ball really well out to the right hand side, and Eggley in a crossing position. The Norwegian number 8 rolls his man, tries to play it back to Furlong, clips off of Krastev and out for an attacking Town throw.
Yeah, nice ball by Matusiwa. It was really congested in the centre of midfield. Just one little bit of good vision, good quality ball, and we've got a play going down the right hand side.
Furlong has a massive run up on this near side for this throw in. Good 10 yards or more. Fordy comes and hurls the ball a long way into the Oxford box. It's bounced in the area and gone beyond the far post. That was really dangerous. He made the most of the run up there, Furlong.
Yeah, he actually had his foot over the line, so he used every inch of the available space that he's got, because there's a real wide sort of running track down this side of the pitch, so he used every inch available, and it actually missed everybody and bounced harmlessly for a goal kick on the far side.
Kieran McKenna, arms folded down below us in his black puffer jacket, watching on in the 4th minute of the first game of the Championship weekend. 0-0 here as Davis gets the ball back to Walton in his scarlet kit. He plays it out to Matusiwa. He clips it over the top of Krastev to Furlong on this near side. Furlong gives away another pass. Nunez does well to win it back though for the Blues. Furlong down the line to Eggley. Nunez infield. That's really good play from Ipswich Town. Matusiwa to Taylor. Lovely football this. Philogene takes it on. This will be some goal if Town can put it in the back of the net here. Philogene has a go, blocked away. That would have been sensational from Town. There's some lovely football there.
Yeah, it was a wonderful play down this right-hand side between about 3 players, and then it was Matusiwa who got the play going over the other side. He's started the game really well.
Here is Eggley controlling the ball on his left foot, going square to Matusiwa. Back on the right-hand side now is Nunez. Matusiwa gets his header forward. Lots of praise for Matusiwa from Hull fans I saw on social media off the back of Tuesday. An awful lot of them asking, who's your number 5? He looks a player. Well, it is the Dutchman brought in the summer. Flicked on by Furlong but out of play. In between the two managers, Gary Rowett and Kieran McKenna. Gary Rowett with a baseball cap on just off to our right hand side. Fairly experienced manager now, former Burton, Birmingham, Derby, Stoke and Millwall boss. A lot of championship experience under his managerial belt. Now back in all black, Jamie Cumming has the ball, the goalkeeper. He's a youngster at Chelsea. Remember seeing him play for Gillingham and MK Dons against Town, both of them in the same season, on a couple of loan spells early on in his career. It's a bit of a fixture here now though for Oxford, their second season at this level after 25 years out of the top two divisions when they got promoted via the playoffs a couple of years ago. Finished 17th last season, 4 points above the relegation zone. Town win the ball just inside their half of the field through Furlong. Gives it to Davis, not that he was the intended target initially, but Town have it with Kipre, through a little gap to Taylor. Taylor's layoff finds Davis. Town playing some nice stuff inside the first 6.5 minutes on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. O'Shea along the deck to the right hand side. Eggley has a chance to run at his fullback. Curry bypasses him with the ball around the corner to Nunez. Nunez puts it into the box, swept away by one of the centre halves, Hellick, the captain of Oxford. Kipre crossing halfway for Ipswich Town. 0-0, gives it to Philogene on that far touchline. Has a chance to come in and cross into the area. It comes, headed away by Hellick once again, so commanding in the air. Will be a real threat from set pieces, Mikael Hellick. 16 goals the last couple of seasons from centre half. Terrific return. Here is Kipre once again, seeing a little bit of the ball, rolling it forward to Philogene. Philogene controls it, gets it stuck between his feet, comes away with the ball in the end still though. Philogene, those orange boots of his, bang in the centre of the Oxford half, trying to play it around the back for Davis. Unlucky, the idea was right. And it's Keersmaker, gives it to Hellick. Hellick up towards Krastev. Once again, Keersmaker. Oxford have it inside their penalty area with Brown, who went off with an injury at Norwich on Tuesday. It was a concern ahead of this game, Kieran Brown. Big lift for Oxford to have him in the lineup. Here is Mills, one of the two changes pre-match for Oxford. Gives it away. Oxford get it back though. Wasn't particularly good work from O'Shea. Oxford have it in the middle through Luke Harris. Mark Harris then battles for it. Goes out to the number 4, Volks. Volks to the right for Oxford. Early first-time ball into the Ipswich area, headed away by Kipre. Philogene turns it around the corner, not very well. Given away by him, that was poor. Oxford, in the end, had the ball, but only in the centre circle. Curry, little drag back away from Eggley. The home crowd getting behind their team, 0-0.
Yeah, I think there was, I was just beginning to think we had sort of started to get a grip of the game. Territorially, it was ours. Possession-wise, it was ours. But Oxford had just come into a nice little spell pass in there. But generally speaking, I think we've got a little control on the game. Tactically, no problem with the game either side. Both teams are playing with the ever-popular 4-2-3-1 system. And so, you know, it's both teams will have 2v2 down the sides, 3v3 in the centre of midfield, and 2 centre halves against 1 lone striker, both ends of the pitch. So no complications there. Just, you know, which team can take control of the game, generally speaking. And I did feel that Town were just getting to get a bit of an upper hand.
2.5 years since Ipswich Town last kept 3 successive clean sheets. That's one of their aims here tonight. Ball over the top, but Mark Harris bundles O'Shea to the ground. The referee here tonight, incidentally, is Matt Donoghue. He's done Town's 2 away defeats so far this season. Let's hope that's not an omen. He was in charge at Preston and Middlesbrough. Changed to the 4th official, Stephen Martin, who's down between the 2 managers. Initially it was meant to be James Bell. Still goalless, live on BBC Radio Suffolk, as Furlong has the ball at right back, gives it back to O'Shea inside his penalty area. The captain plays it out to Eggley, who shields it away from Curry, has his shirt tugged blatantly by the home left back. Easy decision for the referee to make, and he's made it.
Yeah, it was a ball up from O'Shea, who was close to his own byline, and he's sort of played the ball up to Eggley. Eggley's got his back to the left full-back, and he takes a challenge into his back. He did the right thing. All you have to do is don't let the defender see the ball, and inevitably they'll, generally speaking, give you a free kick.
Town won 3-0 against Oxford at home in the League One promotion season. It was 2-1 Town lost here, a rare defeat for them that season. Of course, the last 8 meetings have been at that particular level, League One. O'Shea almost gives the ball away, but just finds Philogene far side. Now he's one-on-one with Mills. Mills wins that duel on that occasion, carries the ball out far side for a throw-in. Mills having to do some defensive work, helping out Sam Long, the right back, against Philogene, a major threat, who was a man possessed when he came on at Hull the other night. Philogene really lit up that game in terms of Ipswich Town's threat. Matusiwa to Eggley. Eggley controls the ball. It's bouncing around there. Krastev is beaten by Matusiwa. Nunez goes back to Furlong. Taylor wants the ball in the centre of the field. Hasn't quite got it yet because the two centre-halves play it between one another. Kipre carries it forward 5 or 6 yards. Gets it back from Matusiwa just north of the centre circle. 0-0. Taylor puts one over the top for Hurst. Good ball. Taken down on the chest of Hurst inside the area. Shoots. The flag stayed down. Would have counted. Cleared away by Oxford. It's good play from Ipswich.
Yeah, it was very good play. They were just very, very patient, and then all of a sudden there's a little possibility of a ball over the top, and they almost took advantage of it.
Jack Taylor, who floated that ball nicely for Hurst, gives it to O'Shea. O'Shea dribbles it over the halfway line, then plays it over the top to Hurst. Hurst, who heads it down for Eggley, back to goal. Now in the D, it sits down, not quite. Leif Davis inside the Oxford penalty area, comes in field, gives it to Eggley. Eggley with a chance to score, and he's bent it wide of that right post of Cumming. That was a real opportunity for him as well.
Yeah, it was a good chance, it really was, and I think he was trying to be a little bit too precise, maybe get it as close to the post as possible, and it was an excellent chance. I mean, he got a good strike of the ball. It's just unfortunate it's gone past that right-hand upright, but first chance to Town.
Yeah, and his stronger left foot as well. You'll know that was a real opportunity. We've seen Athon and Akpom score their first goals for a club in recent away trips. Nice from the likes of Sindra Waller-Eggley, and also Casey McAteer at some stage get their first goals for Ipswich Town, home or away. Taylor controls that ball really well. It was fired at him at a rate of knots from Walton. It's applauded by the Town fans. They recognise that work from the Irish midfielder. It's pretty sharp. Furlong again. Town trying to hit Hurst nice and early, mixing things up, which is good. Twice, 3 times in a row they've gone fairly early towards Hurst, as Furlong gives the ball back to O'Shea. Town looking decent. Still 0-0 though, with 12.5 on the clock. Philogene will always be a threat on that far side. Back comes Mills. Philogene into Hurst. Philogene's carried on his run. It's back with him, edge of the area, reverse pass to Davis. Good play into the middle. It comes from Davis, deflected out behind for a corner kick. Town on top at the moment and looking pretty good. Yeah,
they're in charge of this game, there's no question about it, and their midfield is sort of beginning to take care of the game now. I really don't understand. It's 3v3 in the centre of midfield. There's no sign whatsoever that they're going man for man, and yet, Oxford is sort of loose. We've got Matusiwa who's free on the ball. Jack Taylor's having a bit of freedom on the ball, and further forward Nunez is working in a complete free space, so can't understand that.
Corner kick to Ipswich Town at the Kassam Stadium. It's first for either side in this championship match. 0-0, and it comes from Philogene, headed away as far as Matusiwa, who sliced his effort towards goal. It's on the edge of the box. It didn't even enter the box. Here come Town again. Nunez knocks in a tempting ball into the area, headed away by Halleck. Still work to be done, cleared up and away by Volks under pressure from Kipre. Brought down by Furlong. Furlong turns it back to Walton, who's available midway between the edge of his 18-yard area and halfway. The goalkeeper fires a left-footed diagonal to the far side, chested down theatrically and out of play by Leif Davis. It's going to be a throw-in to Oxford at right back, which Long, their longest-serving player, will take. Closing in on 300 appearances for the club. Made his debut in League Two for them, as Kipre gives the ball back to Walton. Spent 4 seasons outside of the Football League from 2006 to 2010. Oxford United then had 6 seasons in League Two and 8 in League One before their promotion to this level. Nice control from Long. Volks, very, very experienced at this level, the likes of Sheffield Wednesday and Rotherham and Cardiff. Will Volks Curry just keeps the ball in play for Krastev, the Bulgarian. He plays it over the top, but to Leif Davis rather than one of the two Harrises. And Leif lets it go through to Walton. He gives it back to Davis. Two of the very few survivors from those League One meetings between these two clubs in this Ipswich Town squad, Walton and Davis. O'Shea, man of the match against Wrexham last weekend, gives the ball to Egley. Egley up to Nunez. Nunez infield to Taylor on the centre spot, has some time and open ground. Quickly rolls it to the far side and Philogene. Here come Ipswich Town again. Philogene showed way too much of the ball to Mills. Mills clears, but only to Kipre. Town by far the better side in this game. It's not been a repeat of the first half on Tuesday as Taylor is tripped by Mills. Free kick.
Yeah, definitely in charge of the game. We've just got to, play sensibly, be positive at the same time, and it'll be really as always a question of who gets the first goal. Really
lovely play from Egley to get the better of Curry. Here he is again spinning, but Egley spun into trouble. Oxford go long towards Mark Harris. The home crowd feel it was a foul by O'Shea and probably demanding a red card, but no chance. It was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, I think the Oxford player was very cute there in sort of causing a body check on Dara O'Shea. That was Dara O'Shea's ball.
Lovely switch of play from Matusiwa with real disguise on it. Philogene, edge of the area, skips away from his man, runs into trouble. Surrounded in the end by pretty much 4 yellow shirts. 2 of them were enough to smuggle the ball off, and Philogene's done well to win it back. Really good endeavour. Taylor might fancy a strike. He does. It loops, but not quickly enough to trouble the goalkeeper. But the loop was caused by a deflection. Town have another corner. Yeah,
when we seem to lose the ball, we look very sharp. Too sharp for the Oxford players that have been given possession, because the ball, the possession immediately is going back to Town. So we've just got to keep on top of them like we're doing, and just wait for this one chance. We've had the one chance for Egley. He put that one wide, but I think it's a game for being patient. If we're patient and positive and professional, then I can only see a win.
17 minutes gone at the Kassam Stadium. Ipswich Town the better side by a distance in this game, but still 0-0. Oxford have all 9 yellow shirts, all 10 yellow shirts, back inside their penalty area now. The assistant on this near side standing over the ball. Ipswich Town corner kick. Leif Davis to take it off to our right hand side, where still goalless in this first game of the championship weekend. Towards the far post it goes. The player beyond the far post ducked underneath it. The defender, he got a shout, and it was swinging out of play.
Yeah, I don't think there was couldn't have been together there, because Leif Davis's ball goes completely over the top of everybody to the back post, and that's normally where we have the Dara O'Shea run around the back, and it's his job normally just to either put it back into the danger zone or have a header on target, and he was nowhere to be seen on that occasion.
March 2022, I remember Ipswich Town was seconds away from a first ever league win here. The St Selena it was that gave them the lead, and Luke McNally with a header right at the end for Oxford. Broke all of our hearts on that particular occasion. Still goalless here tonight. Town's final game of November, back in action on Tuesday at Ewood Park. The return to Blackburn. I'll be checking the forecast ahead of that one on Monday, I'm sure. Here is Furlong. Town have got 4 subs out underneath us. Greaves, Clark, Athon and Akpom. Nice to speak to Tuber Akpom for the first time on Tuesday night after that game. Very full of praise for the way the Ipswich Town fans have stuck by him. Almost dedicated that goal to them. Matusiwa to Taylor, running down that far touchline, gives it to Philogene in front of him. Philogene faced by Mills, takes him to the cleaners, then the pullback is towed away, only as far as Matusiwa set himself but didn't shoot. He's given it to Egley to have a little run at his men. Egley rolls away from Krastev, plays the ball into the box but straight to the goalkeeper, Jamie Cumming.
Yeah, I think Philogene is getting a lot of the ball, but that was the first time that he's actually skipped past his marker. He's actually found it difficult to beat the right back at the moment, but it'll come.
Taylor goes back to Walton. Walton with a little touch out to O'Shea. See Christian Walton do well and have these clean sheets of late. 3 in his last 6 games for Ipswich Town. There is Cedric Kipre with gloves on to the left of O'Shea. Gives it short to Taylor. He's having a good game. Taylor back with O'Shea. Down in blue, playing from left to right. Too heavy a touch from Eggley. In goes Krastev, appeals for the throw-in, doesn't get it. It's an Ipswich ball on the halfway line. Good bit of noise coming from the tractor boys and girls opposite us. I say not a spare seat in there. Great travelling support from them yet again. I'm sure an awful lot of them will be doing the treble, Hull, Oxford and Blackburn. Here is Darnell Furlong, taking a while over this throw and has now been told to go back a few yards by Mr. Donahue, the referee.
They're appealing about the amount of time he's taken.
Yeah, it was taking a while. Matthew Siwa and Krastev both end up in a heap. Furlong picks up the ball, play continues. O'Shea gives it back to Furlong near side. Up towards halfway, Nunez. Clever play from Nunez to Matthew Siwa. Out to the left-hand side, Philogene. Philogene a threat up to the edge of the Oxford box. Ball into the area to Leif Davis, who scored here last time. Plays it into the centre, headed by Eggley, and saved by Cumming. That was a really good save. I'm convinced that when Eggley put head on ball, he thought he'd scored.
Yeah, it was a super move again. We've had the play in the right back position. We've changed play brilliantly, and all of a sudden the ball's coming in from the left-hand side, and Eggley from the right attacking position has got himself well inside the penalty area and in a good spot to it, score another goal. So he's getting into some nice positions so far, Eggley. That's on two occasions, once with his head and once with his foot.
Yeah, hit the post there. Cumming didn't get a touch. It's a goal kick off the back of that. So the closest Cinderella Eggley's come to a first Ipswich Town goal. It will come. Matthew Siwa loses the challenge. Coming down the right-hand side is Mills, up against Kipre. Kipre has held him up and then harried the ball out of play. It's a throw to Oxford outside the Ipswich Town penalty area on BBC Radio Suffolk. A minute shy of the halfway point in this first half. We're still goalless, but Ipswich Town have been by far the better side if you're just joining us. Best efforts on goal have come from Cindrawalla Eggley. Philogene's looked a threat. Matthew Siwa and Taylor ruling the roost in midfield. It's a throw on the far side of the field for Oxford United. It's number 17, Mills, who's going to be taking it. In the throw comes to the Ipswich area, headed away, knocked back into the Town area by Kearsmaker. Still pressure on Town. Long plays it off of Matthew Siwa. Corner kick to Oxford United.
Yeah, you always felt that the most dangerous position to Town there was on the fringe, because we had every player back in the penalty area. Nunez was the last one to go back inside the penalty area. Oxford only actually put 5 players in there, but they had a very comfortable fringe scene.
Corner kick to Oxford, their first of the game. Halleck, the number 6, will be a big danger. In it comes, hasn't dropped for him, cleared away. Up to the halfway line, and Curry of Oxford brings the ball down, left-footed, plants it in towards the Ipswich area. Walton comes against Halleck. Played by Kraser, but blocked off by Matthew Siwa. Decision's gone against Oxford United, which has caused a bit of dissent in the home ranks.
I'm not sure about that. I thought that when the ball was played in, it was always going to come down just near the edge of the penalty area, and I could see Christian Walton coming to sort of claim the ball, and it really didn't have enough pace to go into where he was, and I don't really think that was a foul against him.
No, I didn't think it was either. Let's see why there. Given away by Matthew Siwa. Good save from Walton, but then it's knocked in. Oxford take their lead. Mark Harris with his first goal of the season, and it was an absolute gift. Jack Taylor, Leif Davis, Marcelino Nunez go straight to Azor Matthew Siwa. Now Philogene tells him to pick his chin up as well. He's handed that on a plate to Oxford United, who's so much against the run of play. They've been so much second best in this game. They now lead at 1-0.
Well, it's awful play by the one person who's actually been playing very, very well tonight. Matazua has started, playing well. His passing has been good, his positional play's been excellent, and then all of a sudden he makes a big error. It gives Oxford an opportunity. Christian Walton saves the first one, but the follow-up goes in. It's just a big mistake.
Very unlucky, the mistake, and then the fact that Walton's save went straight back to Mark Harris as well, who couldn't miss. But I love the reaction of the Town players towards Matusiwa. I've seen moments like that in various games, and players have looked so isolated, so alone, so dejected. None of that. He had 4 or 5 of his teammates go straight to him, tell him, right, crack on, don't worry, you're having a good night, you've been terrific for us, you're our main man, let's just crack on, there's loads of time to get back into this game, which there is. But wow, how lucky for Oxford.
Yeah, really.
Goodness me.
Football is a strange game, when you have things like this. You see one team dominating, creating half chances, hitting the sort of post with one of those, and then all of a sudden the team that's not been in it gets a chance and takes the lead.
Town have just got to reset, clear their heads and crack on and play exactly as they were, and if they do, I still believe they'll go on and win this game. But they've given Oxford a head start after 25 and a half minutes. Oxford with this throw in through Long over on the far side there, right back. Town fans just stunned. Volks with a volley forward. Kipre's header wasn't the best. Still, Town have lots of players back. Almost given away by Philogene. Well done, Taylor. Taylor's ball in field is a loose one. Maybe another chance for Oxford. Oh my goodness gracious me. Cleared away by Ipswich Town. They got away with it. Can Town do something on the break? Nunez's first touch was too heavy. In flies Brown. The ball goes back to Walton. But wow, Mick, that could have been another one.
Yeah, and it's another error. That's the one thing. When you're in charge of the game, you must not make mistakes, and you've got time not to do that. And it's cost us. They've taken a 1-goal lead, and that could so easily have been a 2-goal lead. So we've just got to settle down on things like that.
Kipre to Taylor. Here's Taylor in the centre. Taylor slips as he plays a good ball to Davis, who's offside. Shouldn't have been there. Luckily for him, though, he miscontrolled it. Davis had got him behind. It was a good spot from Taylor, but anyway, free kick at the back to the Oxford goalkeeper Cumming.
Yeah, it's just a different test for us now. Have we got the cool, calm, collected minds to just forget about that goal, because that's what you should be doing. You should be focusing on what's been happening for the majority of the first half, and you should know that you are a better team than the one that you're playing against, and forget about the goal.
Nunez on the halfway line, gives it back to Hurst, far side. He's got the pace to get away from Halleck. Halleck slides in. Hurst still has the ball wide left in a wing position rather than where he needs to be in the centre at the moment. He's battling for the ball. He's done well to win a throw-in. Good work from the Town number 9.
Yeah, it's good honest play that. That was a difficult sort of a nothing pass down the touchline towards the corner flag, and Hurst is good at doing that type of thing. He's an honest runner, and he got control of the ball. Matusiwa
to Taylor. Matusiwa's on the deck battling. He's done really well to get it back to Kipre. Kipre up towards Hurst, intercepted by Kearsmaker. Chance from a long way out to chip Walton towards goal. It was on target. It was a really good effort. Everyone's trying a Kenny McLean or a Richarlison at the moment, but Walton was back on the edge of his 6-yard area to pat it down.
But again, a mistake from a Town player. Yeah. That time it was Kipre trying to play a much too difficult ball through a number of Oxford yellow shirts. It never got to the target that he intended it to get. They picked up possession, one pass, one attempt on a long shot, and it's another mistake.
28 and a half minutes played at the Kassam Stadium, rather buoyant Kassam Stadium now that Oxford United lead this game by 1-0. If you're joining us, Town have been by far the better side, playing with some really nice stuff. Just a gift goal for Oxford after a very, very rare mistake from Azor Matusiwa. Good play from Mills on the far side, runs into Kipre, rather sold himself. Mills might come away with the ball. No, Davis plays it off of him in the end for a throw-in, as Mills then goes down on the far touchline. Scant sympathy from the Town supporters. Don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's just a question of our mental sort of side of the game now. We've just got to stay calm, just focus on what happened before the goal, and it was all pretty sort of positive. It was a good sort of team display. There were some players that were quite outstanding. I think Matusiwa, the one that made the mistake for the goal, he was having a particularly good game. Eggerly was doing some really good things. Philogene was seeing lots of the ball, which you want him to do. And, you know, generally speaking, you thought, yep, this is okay, this is a decent start. Just get the first goal and I think you would make it into an easy game, but it didn't work out that way. We made a mistake. First shot saved, follow-up goes in the back of the net, and now it's all about attitude, really. Can we just stay calm and cool and get each other going again? Because I think we definitely look a better side than Oxford. There's no question about it.
Mills been helped up to his feet. It was a bizarre one, that, really. Not sure what went wrong with him there. If anything, it was a bit of a tactical break in play. Kind of a throw-in, which Davis will take in line with a partition between the home fans and the away over on the far side. He gets it back to Kipre, 1-0 Oxford. Harris with the goal, his first goal in 26 games as well. It's been a long drought for their number 9. Ipswich wide left with Philogene, trying to get level in this championship game. Philogene infield to Matusiwa, controls the ball, turns it back to O'Shea in one swift movement. Far left side, Davis, ball in towards Hurst, across the face of goal with a little deft flick off the outside of his right foot. That would have been a beautiful goal. He didn't look to be far away.
Yeah, that was a lovely attempt by Hurst, it really was. I mean, it's an unusual ball for Leif Davis. He doesn't normally play the ball in from a deep position early into the box, but for some reason he must have thought, yep, this is a possibility. Went in with good pace, and Hurst knew that all he had to do, he didn't have to put pace on the ball, it was already there. He just had to try and divert it on target.
Yeah, he was unlucky. Headed forward by Kipre. Tanov had the better chances, couple for Egley, one for Hurst. On another night could be 3-1 this game. That wouldn't flatter Ipswich either, but this of course gives Oxford something to hold on to as they go in search of that long-awaited second home win of the season. There is Walton, who did well from the first effort from Harris. Nothing he could do about the second. Kipre to O'Shea. Town have got it at the back. O'Shea down there towards Egley. Well cut out by Curry. Ball goes out near a camera operator on this near side. 40 throw-in to Darnell Furlong. Just dries the ball on the sleeves of his blue shirt, the number 19. Edging into the Oxford half of the field, the referee keeping an eye on him. Eventually gets the throw in towards Hurst. Hurst holds it up in a triangle of yellow shirts. He's worked it out to the right hand side. The Scotsman then just runs out of grass. Up goes the checkered flag, pointing in the direction of the Ipswich Town goal.
Yeah, he was unlucky there. He in the end he took up a lovely position and helped Furlong out in making his mind up. The throw was good, the collection of the ball was good, and then he just ran out of ground on the right hand side.
Haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 7 games, Oxford United, so I'd imagine Town will get chances at some stage again as this game progresses. We've played 33 minutes almost. Headed infield by Furlong on halfway, flicked on by Nunez. Matusiwa finds Egley. They need to find a way of getting Egley back into the game. Intricate stuff from Oxford. Then they go long out to the right hand side. Volks feeds Mills, if Mills can keep it in play, which he doesn't manage to do. It's out for a throw-in. Clearly run off his injury. The way he went sprinting after that one, he seems fit to me. It's a throw to Town, which Leif Davis will take in front of the Ipswich Town travelling supporters. Davis throws it to Taylor. Taylor gives it back to Davis. Left-footed down the far touchline from the fullback. Headed by Volks. Up goes Philogene against Luke Harris. Matusiwa back towards O'Shea. To Kipre. Kipre tries to find O'Shea. Poor ball from Kipre. Krastev, edge of the area. Left-footed shot towards goal. Saved by Walton. But again, another mistake, McMills.
Yeah, it is. It's O'Shea on that occasion. You know, we've just got to sort of be careful what we do.
Furlong, good ball down the right flank, miscontrolled by Egley. Brown is on it, doesn't want to go back to his goalkeeper, got a shout from coming and ran it out of play accidentally. He was trying to play it down the line. Town of a throw-in towards the edge of the Oxford United box. They lead 1-0 on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Town will be desperate to get back into this game. Furlong with another long run-up, making the most of this area before the playing field. It's a wide run up, forward he comes, eventually onto the grass, and it goes long to the Oxford box, headed away, not too far, nodded out by Mark Harris, controlled by Leif Davis. Matthew Siwa in the centre circle, furthest back in terms of the Town outfield players. Davis to Philogene. Philogene wants to have a little run at Mills. Harris, the goal scorer, is back as well. Philogene gives it to Davis. Davis one touch, then across into the area. Straight though into the palms of Cumming.
Yeah, Philogene is getting a lot of the ball, but they've obviously sort of done their homework that Mills has got to get back. It's obviously his job to get back and give Sam Long as much assistance as possible, and they seem to be able to do that, get the 2v1 as quickly as possible.
O'Shea gets the ball from Walton, so Town building from the back in the final 10 minutes of this first half. They're behind at the Kassam Stadium as Kipre goes long towards Nunez. Eggley will get onto the ball wide right outside the Oxford box. Eggley to Nunez in that left back area as far as Oxford are concerned, and they've defended it well enough. Curry spins and clears towards halfway. O'Shea turns the ball onto the centre spot, and Kipre, who just stands and waits, gives it to Matthew Siwa. Now Furlong back to Matthew Siwa on the halfway line. He goes square up the halfway line to Kipre. Kipre out to the left, and Philogene, bit of space away from Mills, who now comes back. Philogene crosses in low, volleyed away by Halleck, the captain. Kipre gets on it on the far side, the yellow ball bouncing up onto his chest. 8.5 minutes to go until half-time on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Every kick of every Ipswich Town game. Alex Matthew will be alongside me at Ewood Park on Tuesday, then Nick alongside me for Coventry's visit to Portman Road a week tomorrow. Nunez on the right, first a cross into the Oxford box, charged down by Brown. He was actually a left back really by trade, Kieran Brown, but he's been playing centre half for a while now. Furlong with this really long run up for one of these throw-ins. He'll go flying relatively flat into the Oxford United area. Can Town force an equaliser from it? And it comes from Furlong, headed away, clipped on its way by Mark Harris, controlled by Furlong. Back to Matthew Siwa. Matthew Siwa looks up, plenty in blue in front of him, swings a good ball to Philogene, inch perfect. He'll control it wide left, gets to the byline, and comes his cross, flicked away off the outside of Long's right boot. Philogene with a quickly taken throw and back to Taylor. Town have got 8 minutes to score a first half goal, a little bit less now. Forward down the left flank, but too much on it from Taylor. Out behind for a goal kick to Jamie Cumming.
Yeah, our performance has sort of dipped really since we sort of conceded the only goal of the game, and we're just sort of looking a little bit bitty at the moment. I mean, we're still 74% of the possession. It doesn't surprise me that. I would have expected to have seen that. Possibly the one that I didn't really expect, is that we've had 7 touches in their penalty area, but they've had 6 touches in ours. So, as far as the attacking third is concerned, both teams are sort of sharing a similar sort of stat.
Nunez up to Hurst, who heads it back to Taylor. Taylor tries to release Philogene far side. He's taken out, flat on his back. Getting little sympathy from Volks. Hurst's gone across to have a word with Volks, telling him to do one. Philogene is now sitting up and getting picked up by Hurst. There's nothing other than a goal kick at the end of this to Jamie Cumming. Referee wanting a word with Will Volks, and Halleck's there as the home captain. So yeah, Oxford still lead against the run of play in this game. Mark Harris, after 24 minutes, took 2 bites at it after a terrible error from Matthew Siwa. Gifted Oxford the opportunity, but credit to them for taking it. Cleared downfield by Cumming, won by O'Shea. Header square by Volks on the halfway line. Gives it to Curry. Curry wants to try and take on Eggley. Eggley's beaten him. Eggley's kept the ball in, not quite. Curry got back anyway. Good battle between those two.
Yeah, I think that Eggley is the better player of the two, but Curry he's sharp, he's quick, he's decisive, but I just feel that he could, once the game has really sort of gone to the end of the match, I think that Eggley could sort of do some damage down the right-hand side.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one develops. Town trying to come from behind. 5.5 minutes to go in this first half here at the Kassam Stadium on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Throw in which Volks is now going to be taken for Oxford. Clearly their specialist. Let's see if he's going to have the same kind of run-up as Furlong. Doesn't look like it. Half the run-up at Furlong, really. Volks, 32-year-old midfielder. Referee just doing some sorting out inside Walton's penalty area. Town have got to be alert, got to be on their mettle. They don't deserve to be going in at half-time 1-0 down, let alone 2-0. Got to stand strong at the back. All 10 blue shirts in that penalty area of Walton's. Defending this set piece from Volks. Some wrestling going on between Hellick and his marker Hurst. Volks throws the ball into the Ipswich area, headed away by Matu Siwa. Nunez doesn't get a touch, not a square by Kearsmaker. Nunez brings it away for Ipswich Town. Egley starting to make a run through the centre. Still a lot of work to be done. Nunez has held it up, giving it to Philogene. Philogene's been challenged by Mills. Has to go back to Walton. Fair play. All he could do in that area. Didn't try to be too clever. Walton plays the ball over the top of Krastev. Touched in field by Furlong. Furlong's caught late by Krastev. Free kick.
Yeah, we managed to squeeze ourselves out of that situation again, but it's we've just dropped off a little bit. We're not sort of playing, with the positivity that we did before the opening goal.
O'Shea finds Kipre. Kipre elects to cross halfway. Town playing from left to right for the next 3.5 minutes we've got left in this half, plus added on time. There'll be a couple of minutes of that, one would have thought. There is Matu Siwa getting on the ball, gives it square to Furlong. Furlong to Egley, back to halfway and Furlong. Town just struggling to create chances of late. Back it goes to O'Shea. O'Shea first time sweeps it to Kipre. He's got a bit more space again. He can step forward. Rolls it to the left-hand side of Philogene. Trying to take it away from Long. Back with Kipre once again. O'Shea is available in field. The captain's got it. He goes square to Furlong. Oxford keeping their shape behind the ball, making it difficult for Ipswich Town at the moment to cause them problems. It's all in front of Oxford. As O'Shea gives it to Kipre once again, closed down. He zips a pass up to Philogene. Philogene's robbed. Rather light in the challenge. Up the ball goes to Mark Harris. Matu Siwa takes it off of him. Foul given against Azor Matu Siwa. Oxford try and take a cheeky one from the wrong area of the field. The referee's alert to that and has blown up again.
Yeah, it was always going to be sort of called back, that quick free kick, but they, I don't blame them for trying it, because we were really indisciplined in the speed that we got back into defensive positions, and that pass to the lone Oxford player on the right hand side of their attack was always on.
1-0 Oxford lead, and they've got a free kick maybe 6-7 yards inside the Ipswich Town half of the field centrally. The Ipswich have a line of blue just in front of us. Volks plays this free kick to the edge of the Ipswich area, drops out towards Krastev, whose first touch is way too heavy. Then that's an awful dive from him. He was trying to con the referee there. Deserves a yellow card for that. That was very, very poor.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the ball was going to fly out for a goal kick anyway, so I think that's why he threw himself to the ground.
Strictly should have been given a yellow card for that. It was very poor. Here is Kipre. The yellow team lead this game by 1-0. Philogene infield to Taylor. Kieran McKenna has to have a little word with them at half-time. Ipswich Town and trying to get them back to the levels they showed earlier on in this game. Furlong crossing the halfway line. The board is being ready to tell us how much added on time there is going to be. O'Shea diagonally to the far side, brought down by Philogene, wanting to run at Mills on the corner of the Oxford box, comes in field, still on his right foot. Philogene outside the area, no room for a shot, gives it to Nunez. That move breaks down though. Oxford bring it away. It's clipped out to the right hand side for Mark Harris. He's not going to get it. Through to Ipswich.
But the majority of our play is going left, so Philogene and Leif Davis are getting plenty of possession over there, but I just feel that they've done their homework very, very well on that side of the pitch as well.
2 minutes of added on time there are going to be. I saw the board flash down below us. Egley to Nunez, back towards Furlong. Town desperate to get the ball in the penalty area. Off to our right-hand side if they possibly can. O'Shea has the ball, trying to pick out a pass to Davis. It wasn't really on. Overly ambitious. Philogene wins the ball for Davis on the far side. Davis keeps it in field. Back to O'Shea. The out ball is Kipre in the centre of the park. Kipre to Nunez. Nunez controls it. One touch to Matusiwa, then to Taylor. Davis is making a run. Taylor finds Philogene inside the Oxford area. Still Jaden Philogene. 3 players go towards him. That should create room for others. Taylor's attempted cross is deflected up high into the area before Hurst can get there. Oxford clear their lines up to Walton as we head into those 2 added on minutes. Walton to Kipre. Town looking for an equaliser late in this first half. Certainly been a far better first half performance from Ipswich Town than the one on Tuesday night, despite the fact they're going in behind at the moment. Taylor, poor pass forward, headed away by Long, chested down by Mark Harris. Matusiwa then gives it to Kipre. Still time for Town to get this first half goal. Maybe now through Philogene. Philogene wide left outside the Oxford area. Back comes Mills to mark, and Philogene still has the ball. Mills does a good job defensively as he blocks the attempted cross from Philogene. Town rebuild again with Philogene on the left-hand side. Right-footed cross in from him towards Nunez like it was on Tuesday. Not the same effect though, as Nunez couldn't get his head on that one. And eventually the ball's back with Cumming, the home goalkeeper. Another break in play because Oxford have an injured player on the edge of their penalty box.
Well, and that would probably be the end of the first half, because there can't be long left and the Oxford goalkeeper's got possession of the ball. But it's definitely we're going left far more than we're coming right. You know, I'd like to see us maybe share it a little bit more, just see what Eggerly can do down this right-hand side, and because I do feel that they have definitely talked about the threat of Philogene and Davis down that left, and they're almost ganging up on us immediately the ball is played out that side. They're sort of making sure that there's no possibility of going down the outside first and foremost, and then knowing that once they can't go down the outside, then you're going to get Philogene coming across the pitch as far as possible just to try and see if he can get some daylight and get a shot away, and they're working really hard at it, and they're nullifying us at the moment.
I think it's Brown who's the player that's down. No, it's not actually. It's Krasdev, the diver of a few moments ago, who's up and okay, although of course if he has to come off the pitch for 30 seconds or so, because he has been attended to by the physios of Oxford United, so I can't have too much longer to go, maybe another minute, because we've had a good break of play of, well, it must be over a minute now, so still got a little bit of action still to go, and hopefully at some stage an opportunity will fall the way of Ipswich Town. Kieran McKenna, hands in pockets, watching on as play is about to get back underway with the goalkeeper Cumming. And he's got the ball in his hands on the edge of his area. Not the tallest of goalkeepers, Jamie Cumming, comparing him to George Hurst, who's up against at the moment. Cumming kicks high downfield. O'Shea with a header for Ipswich. Belted forward by Mills, straight through to Walton. So no third consecutive clean sheet for Ipswich Town, sadly. Here is Furlong to Hurst. Hurst tries to touch it off to Eggerly. Hurst gets the ball back. Plays a 1-2 with Nunez. Then down the line for Eggerly, but Curry is on it. Oxford play it forward from Volk straight at Matusiwa. As O'Shea has the option of Walton, which he uses. The Ipswich Town goalkeeper has it. I'm almost certain that Oxford are going to take a 1-0 lead down the tunnel, given away by O'Shea. That was poor from the captain, Mark Harris. Oxford, maybe they might have another chance before half-time. Mills, edge of the area, comes in field, has a go, saved by Walton! Maybe a chance on the follow-up, there wasn't quite, there might well have been there. That's it for the first half, but goodness me, that could so easily have been 2-0 Oxford.
Yes, it could quite easily have been, and it's all coming from silly errors but there are forced errors as well, you know, they're not because they're under pressure or anything like that. It's just serious sort of bad play by a number of players, really. Started the game superbly well, you know, took charge of the game, you know, we looked as if going to sort of work our way to sort of possibly the reverse of the scoreline that it is at the moment. You know, Oxford are going in 1-0 in front. It should have been Town going in certainly 1-0 in front because they had control of the game. They had a large amount of the possession. They were always sort of hovering around the 75% mark, which is incredible away from home. It really is, you know, and that's exactly what we were seeing, you know, and it was good possession as well. It was controlled. The passing in sort of the attacking half of the pitch was excellent. You know, everything really was going okay. We had a couple of little half chances. I mean, on the stats it's showing that we've had 6 shots at goal and none on target. Well, one of those has hit the post. I always find that difficult to believe that that's not on target when you hit the post, but that's what it's showing. 6 shots, none on target, whereas Oxford, who haven't had anywhere near the amount of possession, have had 6 shots, 5 on target, you know, so there's a difference in the finishing. But it's probably because we are sort of, on the majority of the occasions, we are actually taking shots through bodies, you know, whereas, you know, we've given them opportunities from bad passing errors close to our penalty area, and they're sort of hitting shots which definitely are going to go on target. You know, they're not always going to beat Christian Walton, but they're going to hit the target. So that's how that stat comes about. But it's just this general sort of thing about making mistakes. I thought that Darnell Furlong started untidily with his passing. But then we had mistakes from Dara O'Shea. We had a mistake from Kipri, you know, which almost cost us, you know, a second goal. And we've had the first mistake from Matazua, who was going superbly well. He must have been feeling really confident and good about himself, but then he produces a glaring mistake sort of just inside his own penalty area or just outside the penalty area. And it cost us a goal, you know. And since the goal went in, you definitely feel there was a slight lack of confidence in the team to continue the job, and it took a long time for us to really sort of get going again, you know. So it's now what you would say a very indifferent performance. It started right, but it's finished indifferently. And, you know, looking at, you know, where are we going to pose the biggest threat? There's always possibilities down our left-hand side, but I do feel that they've worked hard at nullifying that. Sam Long and Stan Mills are doing a good job down there. I would like to see more of Eggerly. I certainly would like to see more of Nunes. Nunes, you know, is a player that I know would love to be on the ball as much as possible. Well, in that number 10 role, he's not seeing very much of the ball at all, and I think he suffers from a lack of possession. So, you know, he looks a little bit down. I think Eggerly is looking starved of the ball, and Jack Taylor's not really involved in the game as much as we normally see him. So there's a lot of players out there can improve on what they've done. So it's gone from a promising start to an indifferent sort of finish to the half. We now need Kieran to give a decent speech, or give a decent talking to the players and lift them up again, because I feel if they're right, they can win this game. If they're a little bit below being right, then they're going to find it difficult.
Town trailing 1-0 at Oxford at half-time.
Yeah, masters of their own downfall at the moment. This from Bob. More poor football, playing it out from the back. When will McKenna learn? Trevor says, don't know how we're losing this. 80% possession, but not a shot on target. Their goal was a gift, which we're capable of. We got to be more ruthless with the ball. Your thoughts? Welcome 81333. What did you make of that first half? Can Town get themselves back into this one? It's 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Start your messages with SFK. And the live championship table, Oxford out of the relegation zone and up to 19th. Town still 5th. If they can come from behind and win by 2 clear goals tonight, a reminder they can move themselves into the automatic promotion places for the first time this season. We'll be back in just a moment. Serena Wiegman on the way during our halftime report.
There's more to this place than meets the eye.
It says Corner Cottage, and it was hand done. The old bowling alley was being restored, and this piece of wood is actually part of the base bowling alley. This is exactly the way it was. I just love this.
He was on the ground floor of the Willis building in Ipswich, and I would walk back from school to get a lift home with him, and I'd stand by the glass knowing he was there and just make silly faces at him. What must have his colleagues thought?
We're staying in the famous house from the Haywain, Willie Lott's cottage. We're actually staying there, so it's fabulous inside. It's got beautiful beams and the rooms are very cute and quaint. It's lovely.
Secret Suffolk. Listen now on BBC Sounds.
You are with Match Night 5-9. Just to recap on some Formula One news I brought you earlier. Lando Norris could qualify only third for the sprint race at the Qatar Grand Prix. On the weekend, the McLaren driver could clinch the world title. Norris's teammate Oscar Piastri, one of his two championship rivals, took pole with Mercedes' George Russell second. Red Bull's Max Verstappen tied with Piastri in the title race, both 24 points behind Norris. Had a difficult session. He'll line up at sixth for the sprint. Norris can't win the title after the sprint tomorrow, but he can in the Grand Prix on Sunday if he can gain 2 points on both Piastri and Verstappen. Also mentioned earlier, 22 venues, including Birmingham City's new stadium and redeveloped racecourse ground in Wrexham, have been included in the UK's bid for the Women's World Cup in 2035, the bid which FIFA has already said is the only valid one for the 48-team tournament. The Lionesses face China tomorrow in a friendly at Wembley. England manager Serena Wiegman's been speaking to the BBC's Joe Curry about that match and the World Cup bid in 10 years' time.
Serena, lovely to see you. The last two games of the year, friendlies against Ghana next week, but first, of course, we have China at Wembley. What is it you want to learn from your squad over these two games?
Yeah, of course, get information again. We always go out to win, of course, and we will try out things again against an opponent that is non-European, which is always good because they bring some different challenges for us, which we really like. And it gives players opportunities to play, players who are knocking on the door for more minutes. And that's what I want to see, how as an individual the players will play, how they connect with each other, and how we can go to creating chances and scoring goals together, but also in defence. And we have some tactics, of course, that I want to see.
You've just said in the press conference it's a good opportunity to try out new things. What new things can we expect from England?
Yeah, it's little tweaks. Like we're not going to throw our style of play overboard, of course, but there's some little tweaks. But also when you play in a different lineup than we have played, for example, in the Euros a lot, then players get adjusted to each other. And that alignment, that's what I'm looking for. And then the quality on that. And of course, with how the opponent plays, we have to adapt to that too. And what I just said, when we have possession, of course you want to challenge them. And we want to get in behind and create chances to score goals. But they will challenge us out of possession too. And then it's about our style of play, the game plan, and how we execute that with the players we have on the pitch.
You've got quite a few players missing. I had to write them down, but Adjumang, Williamson, Greenwood, Hampton, James, Carter. There's a lot of experience there, but this also opens up big opportunities to younger, less experienced players, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So it gives opportunities, and we play 4 friendly, so it's good too. We want to try out things. We want to see many players. Players are knocking on the door, so it's an opportunity. I'm really looking forward to it.
No Hannah Hampton in goal, and arguably your top 3 centre-backs also missing. How much is the experience in the defence? How fragile is it over this period?
It's an opportunity. Yeah, it's an opportunity. So these players are all used of playing in the Women's Super League, and the Women's Super League is a very, very good league. So they're used to being challenged. They're used to play at the highest level. They're used to playing in front of a big crowd. So it's exciting and it's an opportunity.
Kira Walsh has a big moment tomorrow, walking out as captain at Wembley, special for any player. She's one of the most humble players, I think, in the squad. When you ask her about herself and her leadership style, she basically talks about everyone else around her. So I'm going to ask you about her leadership style.
Yeah, she feels more and more comfortable. I think we all know that Kira is a natural leader in her way. On the pitch, she has such good vision, such a good game understanding, and she can dictate the game. And of course, we want her to do that all the time. But also off the pitch, she knows she has influence on the team, and we want to use that in a positive way even more. And that takes time too. Also, she's we want her to be her own self, not trying to be someone else, and she never tries to do that. But I also see that she's really improving in it, and she's really trying to get these connections, and I think we're going into a very good direction.
She talked about how you have helped her have bigger conversations, play a bigger role in the squad. How have you helped bring that out of her?
Well, first of all, she does that herself. She's open to conversations, and I don't do that only by myself. We do that with technical staff, we do that with teammates, and we just have the conversations. We just encourage her to speak up more and to feel comfortable. And that takes time, but she feels more and more comfortable, and she keeps saying she isn't, but she is. And it's very, very helpful for the team, and I tend to think that she's enjoying it too.
She was smiling in the press conference, so I think she's looking forward to it. Yeah. We've had a big moment today with the FA, the UK submitting its bid to host the World Cup in 2035. You obviously had a wonderful experience of England hosting the Euros in 2022. That went pretty well, I think. What can a World Cup in the UK do for women's football back here?
Well, yes, indeed, we saw that after the Euros, it gave this country was ready to win a tournament, so it boosted the country, it boosted like society, like the position of women in sport, women in football especially. Also, then what the players did with writing that letter, which now has accomplished that so many girls, I would say almost every girl has an opportunity to play football. Which also will bring, so these players will play, and some will play on grassroots levels, some will play on a little bit higher levels. So that doesn't really matter. That will come, the pool will be bigger. More girls can enjoy playing football. More women can be part of the football society or the football environment, whatever you want to call it. And that will bring an incredible growth for the game. So in 35, maybe that generation is closer to that, and even more players to pick at the highest level, but even also more players and more girls playing football on whatever level. But it will boost the country, and it's so much more than football, I think. So it will boost the women's game, but it will boost women in society, and as we have seen too, it will bring the country together.
It's only 10 years away. You're smiling now. Could you be tempted to still be pitchside leading England in 2035 as head coach?
Well, I never looked that far. But
you're not saying no.
No, I never say no. You never know what happens in life. But I think there comes a time that's good for everyone to move on. And I don't think I'll be coaching anymore at that stage. But you never know. So I never say never. But I don't think I'll be in this position anymore at that time.
So might not be in charge in 10 years, but she will be in charge tomorrow. Sarina Wiegman speaking to the BBC's Joe Curry ahead of England versus China. The Lionesses a kick-off at Wembley at 5:30 tomorrow. We're all set for the second half at the Kassam Stadium. Ipswich Town trailing 1-0 away at Oxford United. Really good start from Town, but a mistake at the back led in Mark Harris for his first goal of the season to put the U's in front. They had a chance to double their lead just before half-time. Couple of texts. Richie in Bury St Edmunds says, I've said it before and I'll say it again, we're missing Liam Delap. We need an out-and-out goal scorer. We must also stop these silly mistakes defensively, as they'll cost us dearly come the end of the season. Come on, Town, sort it out. We have the quality now. Produce the steel. Thank you, Richie. Andy in Edwardstown says, I know it's the season of goodwill, but we don't really want to be giving presents like that away. It will all come good in the second half. Richard in Hesset says, I wish we could bring on a leader like Morsey. Second half up next.
Living legends, I'm Laura Whitmore.
And I'm Ian Sterling. It's officially cosy season, people.
The perfect time for hot chocolate, blankets,
and a little bit of true crime.
Get your fix on Murder They Wrote, our weekly podcast diving into the wildest true crime stories.
From a murderous granny to the con man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice.
Oh, and don't forget Murder You Wrote.
Crazy cases from where you live.
That one's only on BBC Sounds.
Murder They Wrote. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Town trailing. Let's get back to the Kassam Stadium and rejoin Mick Mills and Brenna Woolley.
No changes at half-time, and none in that first half either. Town in blue, white, blue, playing from right to left. Their supporters across from us. We'll get a good view of any goals from Ipswich Town in the second half. Oxford in yellow with the navy shorts and yellow socks. I'll run you through those two 11s when we get a little break in play, but play just underway in the second half. Town on the attack immediately. Long goes to ground, free kick at the back. So Walton in goal for Town, Furlong, O'Shea, Kipre and Davis. Then Matusiwa and Taylor. Then Eggerly, Nunez, Philogene and Hurst on the bench. Button, Athon, Clark, Young, Greaves, McAteer, Johnson, Akpom and Humphreys. As the ball is out behind for a goal kick. 2 coming in goal for Oxford. His back 4, Long, Halleck the captain, Brown and Curry. Then it's Volks alongside De Keersmaker. And then Mills, Luke Harris and Krastev. Mark Harris, the goal scorer, up top. On the bench, Ingram, Davies, Plaheta, Romani, Prelek, Goodrum, Lee, Lancashire and Bradshaw just back from injury. The stony-faced Kieran McKenna being picked up on the in-house TV pictures. On the big screen behind, coming as he right-footed fires the yellow ball from left to right. Little nod on from Mark Harris after a nudge in the back of Kipre. Free kick there for 2 Ipswich Town. Town the better side in that first half, but Oxford could have scored 3 goals from Ipswich Town errors. Could have made it 2-0 right at the end of the first half. Town had good chances from Eggerly and Hurst in that first period, or good effort should I say from Hurst. It was quite a tricky chance, but Cumming didn't have to really make enough saves, if any, really. Ball out to the far side from Furlong, finds Eggerly skipping in field up against Volks. Goes square to Matusiwa in the centre circle, turns it back to O'Shea. Can Ipswich Town get their first ever 3 points from a league game here? Oxford have never beaten Ipswich Town twice in a row, though. That's what they're trying to do here tonight. Kipre to the edge of the box and Taylor, nudged over by Halleck. Free kick. It's a good position, this. Nunez will definitely fancy it as far as Town are concerned. He and Davis will probably stand over this one. The Chilean will fancy having a go.
Yeah, I think this is a Nunez one.
It is, isn't it? Should be his side. A similar position from which he scored at least one of his 2 at QPR. And 3 goals for Ipswich now, the Chilean, after his header the other night. 4-man wall at the moment for Oxford, being paced back probably 4 yards. It's a free kick to Town, about 24 yards from goal, perhaps. Left of centre. It is the 2 that I predicted standing over the ball. But Nunez, the hot favourite to take this one. Although Davis with his pink boots is still looking to orchestrate things in the middle. Free kick to Ipswich Town early in the second half. It's Nunez who hits it into the wall, which did its job. They still lead 1-0 Oxford. Matusiwa knocks it back into a dangerous area. O'Shea's up there, cleared away high into the sky from Luke Harris. Town get it back through Jack Taylor. Taylor loops a good ball out to the right hand side of Eggerly. Not the best of touches. Curry put his head up there. Eggerly put his boot towards head, and the referee's blown for a free kick against the Norwegian.
Yeah, a little bit untidy play, but from the free kick, I just thought that it wasn't one of his best. You know, it was ideal for him, right foot on the left-hand side, but he didn't really get one of his best free kicks away.
First meeting for 27 years between these two sides at this particular level. Free kick in front of left back, which Cumming, the Oxford goalkeeper, will take. He's gone long, a shake and duck underneath that one, and Walton is right in behind him to bowl it out underarm to Kipre on the edge of the box off to our right hand side. Leif Davis on the near side gets it back to Kipre as he's challenged by Luke Harris. Kipre is square to O'Shea along the edge of the penalty area. Still the ball off to our right hand side, and Walton on the penalty spot to Kipre, closed down by Mills. Taylor gets it out to the left hand side, and Leif Davis. Matusiwa wants it square. Davis has held on to it. Eventually he does find the Dutchman, who swiftly moves it out to the far side, and Furlong, he stands on the ball. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Can Ipswich Town extend their unbeaten run to 7 matches? Only Wrexham with a longer unbeaten run at this level. It is currently 7 for Phil Parkinson's side. Town trying to get that number. O'Shea to Philogene, into the box to Davis. Davis's cross is smothered back off of him by Mills. Out for a goal kick to Oxford.
Yeah, everything about that was good. You know, the ball out to Philogene is good. The run from Davis is good. He's got himself in a great position. He tries to cross the ball. Not only did it get blocked, but it actually cannoned off of him last and goes for a goal kick. Decent move. No real end product.
Stanley got Blackburn on Tuesday, then Coventry at Portman Road a week tomorrow, and then Stoke come to Portman Road the following Wednesday. We're then at Leicester. Sheffield Wednesday, the final game before Christmas at Portman Road, before Town go to Millwall for a 1 o'clock kickoff on Boxing Day. Eggerly looping the ball over the top. Getting back to clear is Hellick. Down this line towards Mills, trying to spin Davis. Ball's off Mills last.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Throw into Ipswich Town, which Leif Davis is going to be taken. Give you the numbers to get in touch afterwards when we have a little break and play. For the moment, Kipre has it. He goes back to O'Shea. You can call 0800 141 2121 or text 81333. Start those messages SFK. Here come Town down the left hand side. Philogene, one touch to Davis, back towards Philogene. Halleck though clears it to Volks. WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Start those also with SFK. Or if you want to be involved in Monday night's Blue Hour show on BBC Radio Suffolk, you can email me, brenner@bbc.co.uk. Mills on the deck, but no decision going his way. That's why he's a little bit hot under the collar, and so too a number of Oxford fans.
Yeah, it was definitely a massive shirt pull by Leif Davis, and the linesman, he's just 3 or 4 yards away. I don't really know why he doesn't see that.
6.5 minutes gone after the break. Just rejoining us, nothing in the way of goalmouth action at either end of the Kassam Stadium so far. Town still behind as Furlong goes back to Walton. Get to really get into top gear this second half. Kipre out towards Taylor. Of course, so often Town subs change games. Might be one of those nights yet again. Certainly made an impact the other night. Taylor finds Darnell Furlong. Eggerly outside the Oxford box, overlapping is Furlong on the right. Furlong tries to play it into the middle. It's come off of his man and gone out for a corner kick.
Yeah, game possibilities from that move. Eggerly possibly could have made a better decision than just playing Furlong in. Furlong's run is good. He wins a corner kick down that side, but I think there was more space where they could have taken advantage of it.
Is this Ipswich Town's moment to get themselves back into this game? Corner kick in the 53rd minute. Plenty players inside the Oxford box, and it comes from Nunez towards Davis. Oh, lovely goal! It's a beautiful goal. A lovely volley from Leif Davis, almost passed into the net, so crisply and cleanly hit. The keeper had no chance, and the away fans celebrate at the Kassam Stadium like he did here 2 seasons ago. Leif Davis scores and makes it Oxford 1, Ipswich Town 1.
Yeah, that was an absolute beauty. I think we saw him score a lovely cushioned volley at home last year, but this one, wonderful goal as well. The corner, normally you get Dara O'Shea peeling around the back. He didn't. They all went to the near post. It was Jaden Philogene who was peeling around the back, but they ignored that, and out the ball came to Leif Davis, and it was a wonderful side foot finish. Absolutely wonderful.
Lovely goal. His first of the season as well. He's got the throw in now inside Ipswich Town's half of the field, so Town back on level terms in this match. Let's see how they react to that as Taylor plays the ball in field. It's been a good move that led to the corner kick. Nunez with an assist. Here he is now, Eggerly. Eggerly comes in field up towards Hurst. He's got a sporting run of Nunez on the far side, but Hurst lost his footing. The ball goes back to Cumming. He has to clear it away from a combination of pincer movement really of Davis and Philogene on him. Kipre brings the ball down on the halfway line, gives it to Taylor. Taylor, good challenge come pass. It's worked out well for Philogene. Philogene, edge of the area, has a go. Oh, Cumming just gets enough glove on the ball to turn it around the post. The goalkeeping was not convincing. It's out for a corner kick.
I think the goalkeeper changed his mind at first. I think he thought about smothering the shot, and then he felt, no, I've got to sort of try and divert this around the post, and it was a late decision, and it made it look really untidy.
Oh, it did, and it was just around the post as well. His heart must have been in his mouth. Jamie Cumming. Corner kick to Ipswich Town. It's Davis on this one. It's not going to be a repeat of the last corner anyway. Can he create something? And it loops to the middle, headed away by Brown, chested down by Philogene. Has a snapshot, blocked off. Eggerly to Nunez, straight at Cumming. Saved it off to his left-hand side. Wow, there was fire in that effort from the Chilean. Town have got the wind in their sails right now.
A lot of pace on that shot.
Wasn't there just? He hit it so cleanly. Either side are coming, and I don't think you'd known too much about it. Just watching a repeat of that, pretty much straight at him. Been called upon at last a couple of times in the last couple of minutes coming. Long diagonal through from Furlong, throws the ball into the area. The back header from Kipre goes out behind, goal kick.
Yeah, well, this is a good start. It's exactly what we needed, you know, because we would have been really disappointed with what happened in the first half, where we started well, deteriorated through the half. Now we've come out, and it's again, it's all us. This game now has been lifted down to this end of the pitch, and territorially it's all Towns. Possession-wise, it's all Towns, and they've already got the goal back.
Lovely controlled finish from Leif Davis, as the TV pictures show the Indonesian owner of Oxford United on the screen. It's only his second visit here this season. The first was the 3-0 defeat to Stoke. So he'll have been hoping for better. I know we've been happy with the side leading 1-0 at half-time, but they've been pegged back 1-1 on BBC Radio Suffolk as Long clears down this side. Kipre is there for Ipswich Town. So Down have got themselves back into it without the help of anyone from the bench, as McAteer, Clark, Athon and Akpom warm up near side. Here is Taylor. Excellent goal, getting Town back on level terms. O'Shea switches it out towards Davis, headed out by his marker Long. Kieran McKenna scoops the ball up into the hands of Leif Davis. We'll obviously hear from Kieran McKenna, and hopefully an Ipswich Town player before off air at 10:30. Davis caught late by Mills. Matthew Siwa will be especially relieved at that equaliser. Furlong towards Eggerly, up against Curry, far side, tries to put it through his legs. He's won a corner kick off of the left back as Eggerly, Town's third in this first 12 minutes of the half.
Yeah, really going well. You know, with just the game has been taken to Oxford like it should have been, you know, so because we are a better side, and we've got the goal back. We're winning a lot of corners. We've had one dangerous free kick. It's all looking pretty good.
Yeah, it'll be another wasted opportunity if Town don't win this game for me. Nunez with his corner kick towards O'Shea, didn't meet it as he intended, and if he had, that could have been interesting. Out as far as Walton. Set pieces are good from Nunez for the most part. Walton to the goal scorer Davis on the left hand side. He looks up, knocks it into the Oxford area. Paul though from the left back, headed away by Long, nodded by Davis as Taylor then heads it back to Matthew Siwa, the only outfield player in the half off to our right. He plays it square to Davis, who stretches and controls the ball. Davis has it for Ipswich, back towards Taylor. Taylor over the top, looking for Hurst. That's a lovely ball. Hurst brings it down beautifully. What a goal this would be. Blocked off by Cumming on his near post. The goalkeeper's very, very busy at the moment. Terrific play again, that from Ipswich Town.
I'll tell you what, it needs treatment because he's blocked that with his face. You know, it's an excellent ball. I thought it was going to, you know, that it's going to hit the turf and scoot on and wouldn't be a dangerous situation, but Hurst reads it really well. He knows he's got to take it out of the air. He's got to take the pace off the ball. He does that, and then his shot goes smack into the goalkeeper's face.
Yeah, let's hope he's all right, Jamie Cumming. No sign of any blood. It's being treated, though, understandably, so we'll have a little bit of a break and play. But different Town at the moment, isn't it? It's like the one we saw earlier on in this game, isn't it, Mick?
Yeah, very much so. And also, I think there's been more of a goal threat. In the first half, they had the opening spell, which was really good, but not a tremendous amount of goal threat. This one has been a good opening spell, plenty of possession, plenty of domination with goal threat.
And more of a goal threat to come when these lads underneath us, warming up at the moment, get introduced, because we're almost certain to see at least 3 or 4 of them. Cumming is still down, getting treatment. I think you've seen they checked his nose, that seems to be in one piece. Now doing a bit of a dental check. After it was a good block from, well taken by Hurst, it would have been a terrific goal. Good spot from Taylor and the nicely played ball over the top of the back line for Oxford. This is someone's getting ready on the Oxford bench by the looks of things. Gary Rowett is about to make the first change of the game. Don't think it's his sub-keeper. Looks like an outfield player is about to come on. No, it's not. Cumming's going to be fine. Philogene on this latest corner kick for Ipswich Town. Important save that from Jamie Cumming.
Very much so. He'll have a sore nose for the rest of the night.
Yeah, he will. It was a collective ooh when people saw it back on the big screen while he was being treated 30 seconds or so ago, when they realised that I had hit him absolutely smack in the face. Right, how clear is his head to deal with this corner kick? Can Ipswich Town capitalise? Jaden Philogene with this set piece towards the far post. Town trying to take the lead for the first time. Matthew we're into the deck towards goal, but he bounced up nicely for Cumming. It was always going to need the intervention of another blue shirt in there. Cumming, poor kick from him. Out as far as Philogene. Philogene controls it, but only for Mills. Philogene tries to challenge Mills. Mills has come away with it. In goes the challenge of Taylor. Well won by the midfielder. Philogene square to Nunez in the centre. He helps it out to the far side, the Ipswich right, and Sindrawalla Eggerly. Back it goes to O'Shea. Town trying to move up to second in the championship table. At the back is Kipre. Then Matusiwa. Jack Taylor having another good game in there. Gives the ball to O'Shea to settle the run-off time in the side that Taylor's had, or at least a regular part of the starting lineup. Here comes a double change for Oxford. Their number 9 is going off, their goal scorer Mark Harris, who hasn't done a great deal apart from that goal. Will Lancashire, 20-year-old striker on loan from Tottenham, Oxford's leading goal scorer this season, is coming on for him. And the other change is Plaheta, the former Swansea and Norwich City player, has come on. I think he's come on for Mills down this right-hand side. Stanley Mills. Oh, sounds like it should be Sir Stanley Mills. Plaheta just on as a sub, wide right, getting into the Ipswich Town penalty area. Leaves it to the right-hand side, and now it's then turned back by Long. Wide on the right-hand side, Plaheta. Busy since he came on, again plays it into the centre. It's just shielded out behind by Kipre. Nothing doing on that particular occasion.
No, but that was a very rare attack by Oxford. They'll be pleased that they even sort of threatened our goal, because this has been a really good second half by Town.
2.5 minutes past the hour mark. Town drawing 1-1 at Oxford now. Terrific goal from Leif Davis, the equaliser, if you missed it. Kipre to Taylor, now to Philogene, one-on-one with Long. Still Philogene gets to the byline, pushed off the ball by Long. He's backheeled it, still in play, Philogene, but only for Sam Long to pass it forward, away from Lancashire. I remember seeing them score as a teenager in the Europa League last season for Tottenham, and they get sent off in the same game against Galatasaray Lancashire. They like him in this part of the world. Town coming forward through Matusiwa, then Taylor. Matusiwa's header doesn't quite reach Nunez, cleared long by Brown. Going after it is Kipre. He's going to have a battle with him, Lancashire. Likes a battle, apparently. He's up for the physicality of the championship, and he was after that one. Here is Plaheta, who's been busy immediately since coming on, the blonde-haired number 7. Little step over. In comes his right-footed cross. Walton catches it on his goal line. Polish international, Shami Plaheta, has played in an East Anglian derby in the past for Norwich. Taylor, right in the centre of the Ipswich Town half. Now it's with Dara O'Shea, live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Forward from Furlong. Hurst's going to go after it. Up against Brown, the centre-half's moved across the left-back area. Hurst gone down in front of the Ipswich fans. Played away by Oxford. Oh, poor touch from Krastev, trying to be over-elaborate. Oxford have got away with it in the end, though. That was rather fortunate. The Keersmakers trying to get onto the ball and do something with it. Free kick to Oxford in the end.
Yeah, if anything, the subs have just lifted their spirits a little bit. They just look a little bit more determined and look a bit more interested in what they're doing, really. We know the strikers.
De Keersmaker trying to put the ball over the top of Davis for Plaheta. Davis heads it out of play for a throw to Oxford United. It's outside the Ipswich Town penalty area. Volks is getting the replacement ball. So can Town go on and win this game and move up to second in the championship table, into the automatic places for the first time this season. Volks, next to this microphone on this near side, comes forward, steps onto the grass and throws the long ball into the Ipswich Town area. Hasn't been cleared away just yet. Now it is from Kipre, worrying for a second. De Keersmaker is challenged by Philogene, brings the ball down, just gets it back to Plaheta. Now it's jabbed forward towards the head of Furlong. And it's Ipswich with Eggerly. Plays the ball out to the left-hand side, looking for Philogene. Plaheta, poor header towards Philogene. He didn't read that he was behind him. Oh, what a chance that was for Ipswich Town. What a mistake from Plaheta.
Yeah, big mistake, but I think Philogene, when the real good chance disappeared, he should have just stayed cool and calm and keep possession, because he was still in a good position for a supporting player to come and help him out.
Darnell Furlong towards halfway along the deck to Marcelino Nunez, who effectively leaves it to Eggley on the far side. Afterwards, 0800 141 2121 to have your say. Text 81333, start those messages, SFK, or you can WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Also pop SFK at the start of those. O'Shea to Kipre. Davis on the left wing up against Plaheta. Kipre back towards Davis, cleared away by the last defender, Hellick. O'Shea's going to get a head start on Lancashire and turn away from Lancashire up towards halfway. Oh, he loses the ball poorly. O'Shea, in steps Matusiwa. Forward it goes, but Long was always going to get there ahead of Davis. Puts it out of play. Ashley Young gives Jayden Philogene the throw in to take quickly, and again from one of the sound substitutes. Haven't seen him for a little while, Ashley Young, in terms of competitive minutes. Taylor to Matusiwa, playing the ball into the box towards Eggley. Eggley nods it down for Nunez, taking it on his chest. Out it goes to the right hand side. Eggley has the ball. Free kick given for the challenge by Nunez on Krastev, and now Nunez is rolling around on the floor, holding his face inside the Oxford area. Oh, stop it, get up. Oh my goodness me.
I was thinking exactly the same.
Oh, I'm not having any of this.
Oh dear.
Oh dearie, dearie me. Oh, the referee's now calling on the Ipswich Town physio to deal with Marcelino Nunez. After all of this, it'll be a free kick to Oxford inside their penalty area. Let's hope this game's not going into a little lull, because Town had the momentum.
Yeah, we had a really good momentum going, and we were really carrying a real goal threat, and Oxford made the two substitutions, and that's just lifted them a little bit, because they aren't actually bad players. We know Lancashire, who's a Tottenham Hotspur player. I mean, he's a decent player, and we've got to be a little bit more respectful maybe of him than we were of the player that he came on for, Mark Harris. He's a better player than Mark Harris, and he's got more potential, and he's probably got more control about him as well. So, we mustn't, Dara O'Shea and Kipre have got to be on their toes, but otherwise, he might just embarrass them.
Nunez is up on his feet. Ashley Young is coming on for Ipswich Town, so too Chuba Akpom and Jack Clark, so a triple change for Ipswich Town. Imagine Young for Furlong, it must be. Can't see Leif. Is Leif Davis all right?
Well, I'm not sure. I think he's been limping a little bit.
Okay, yeah. That's what it'll be then. Change it left back potentially for Town. There's Clark and Akpom, the others. Nunez still off the field, still 1-1 at the Kassam Stadium. Oxford scored in the first half. Ipswich Town equalised through Leif Davis 8 minutes into the second. We've still got 21 minutes plus added on time to go. Here is De Keersmaker, his first season in English football, the Belgian. Now with Hellick, the Pole. He gives it square to his central defensive colleague Brown as Oxford edge forward into the Ipswich Town half of the field. Now they're midway inside it, but there are, now all 10 blue shirts behind the ball, because Nunez is back on. Hellick knocks a diagonal ball into the Ipswich area, headed away by Darnell Furlong. The back header from Nunez, who's gone to ground again, and this time the referee's blown up for the foul on him, and now Town can make these changes. That's it for Philogene evening. He'll be replaced by Jack Clark. Hurst is going off again to be replaced by Akpom, playing in the number 9 once more, the former Middlesbrough player. And Young is coming on for Furlong. So going across to probably his favoured right back position. Still 1 goal apiece. What do you make of those changes?
Yeah, sometimes I think you're going well enough not to make changes, and I would have said that, really. I know there's been a slight uplift, by Oxford with those 2 changes, but, I still feel that we're in charge of the game, and I would still not make changes, but he's elected to make changes, because you don't know, it might not improve things, it might, make things not so good, so if it's not broken, then fix it.
Another chance for Akpom, who seems to have jumped ahead of Athon at the moment in terms of the pecking order to play up top as the number 9. That's where he's gone. Here is Ashley Young giving the ball to Matusiwa. Lifts it back to O'Shea on the halfway line. Kind of certainly got enough out there to go and win this game. Akpom goes to ground, nudged over by Brown, who shows a bit of a reaction towards the referee. O'Shea's quickly over this free kick, which Marcelino Nunez is going to fancy. Ashley Young is also there quite rightly, so he should be, given his ability.
It's a good distance out. This is a 40-yarder.
It is, isn't it?
If somebody... It tends to sort of, so you think this is more of a shot because of the angle. There's no angle on it, so it's difficult. You probably have to move the ball once before you actually cross it. Instead, maybe just take a go, take a punt. Anything can happen.
72 minutes played at the Kassam Stadium. Ipswich Town have a free kick. The referee's just behind the wall. The wall's a couple of yards, maybe 3 yards outside the area. So 31 yards from goal. Nothing much in the way of angle. Nunez is going to go for power. The number 32 hits it, deflects off the backside of an Oxford player and out behind for... No, it's come off a Town player, says the referee. Goal kick, as Jack Clark was keen to take a corner. He's looking on with disbelief.
Yeah, I didn't realise that was actually going for a goal kick, but obviously it did. Another bad free kick, really. He had those 2 at Queen's Park Rangers, which worked an absolute treat for him. Got him a bit of a reputation for being a good free kick specialist, but the 2 tonight have been very poor.
Here is Cumming, playing it from left to right under the lights here at the Kassam Stadium, headed on by Lancashire, nodded up by Kipre on BBC Radio Suffolk. Oxford 1, Ipswich Town 1. Akpom trying a little back header down to Nunez, the 2 goal scorers on Tuesday. It is a crazy week this for Ipswich Town and their fans. 1,200 miles we'll have travelled by the time we all get back from Blackburn on early Wednesday morning, or at some stage in Wednesday. Ball out on the far side, 40, throw into Oxford United. It's taken by their left back Curry. Humphreys and Athon warming up on this near side. Nice to see Cameron Humphreys maybe come on for Nunez at some stage. Ball's off of Ashley Young. It's a throw in, which Volks is going to be taken for Oxford. Forward come Brown and the dangerous Hellick from the back, who needs to be watched. He's been marked by Hurst in the first half, Hellick, so hopefully Akpom is on him, or somebody's keeping an eye on him. Curry. Here comes Volks with a long throw into the Ipswich Town penalty area. Touched on, maybe a chance. Oh, what a save from Walton. Really good block from the goalkeeper, headed out behind by Clark, but that was so close to 2-1 Oxford. Well done, Christian Walton.
Yeah, they're quite dangerous from that, because the big centre-half, his job is just to confuse our goalkeeper, Christian Walton. Christian doesn't seem to like it, gets a bit confused and a bit sort of ravelled about it.
In the 75th minute, corner kick to Oxford. Looks a decent one. Back header away from Kipper is very good. Out as far as Krastev. He plays across the pitch away from Kearsmaker. That was wasted. Poor from Krastev. Nowhere near enough quality on that one.
Yeah, very good headed clearance from Kipper there.
Yeah, he did do ever so well. Here come more changes for Oxford. That was Craster's last involvement in this game. He's been replaced by Tyler Goodrum, whose place he took ahead of kick-off. And the other player, Luke Harris, is going off, and he's been replaced by Ole Romane, an Indonesian international, plays international football at Elkan Bagot, and he's an attacker. Let's see how these two fare. Thrown at left back for Ipswich Town. Davis, their goal scorer, to take it into the final quarter of an hour here at the Kassam Stadium. As things stand, Ipswich Town's winless run in this part of the world and league fixtures is continuing. Town have won the 2 League Cup fixtures they've had down the years. The last one was a meeting November 97 in the League Cup. Jason Dazal and Tony Mowbray with the goals. Lancashire trying to make problems. Goodrum shoots from a distance. He's confident. The newly introduced substitute, it fizzed along the deck, but a couple of yards wide of Walton's right post.
Yeah, it was worth a chance. It really was. You know, they haven't really been able to sort of work the ball too close to the Town sort of goal this half, but that was just a dropped ball. It's dropping down. You know, just have a go. It's well worth a shot.
Well, they're youthful and lively, this front four now for Oxford, with points to prove as well. O'Shea fires a ball to the left-hand side, headed up by Long, before Davis could get involved. 31 and up, and it's played in the second half. Taylor for Ipswich Town plays a ball into the Oxford box, headed down and away, as far as De Keersmaker. Forward from De Keersmaker to Plaheta, onside, away from Taylor, into the Ipswich area, and he rolls it beyond Walton, and Oxford United from front to back take the lead again at the Kassam Stadium. And is Ipswich Town's winless run in this part of the world going to continue? Oxford United are climbing out of the bottom 3, denying Ipswich Town a place in the top 2 by leading this championship game 2-1.
Yeah, it's a complete breakaway when the ball was cleared, sort of out of the penalty area. The Oxford player who it was going to, first of all, he didn't realise how much space he had, but when he realised he had that space, he got control of the ball. His head was up. He saw the run down the right-hand side. The defending down our left-hand side wasn't very good. He got the run on the defender, cut across him, was able to take a free shot at Christian Walton, and he's hit a nice clean one down his left-hand side into the back of the net.
Nicely taken goal. There's a really good goal from him. He's had time to think about it. He's been lively since the very second he came on, and I was looking at him in Romney and Goodrum.
Yeah, they're
Lancashire, I thought,
they have done their job. They really have.
Yeah, look bright as a 4. I mean, Goodrum just had that shot. Good header from Akpom. Great control from Davis. Davis has crossed towards Egley. Oh, he didn't really show any conviction going for that ball. That was an opportunity to be a bit more alert, Sindrawalla Egley, to make it 2-2 straight away. What is it about this part of the world? It's incredible. It's the longest run Town have got away at any side in the Football League without ever winning. And it's the longest hold Oxford United have got against any team at home, unbeaten. Town have got to score twice, which they're capable of doing in this last 11 and a half minutes to get themselves up to second place. They'd go above Stoke on goals scored. Unless they win by 2, then it would be goal difference. As Ipswich try to win the ball on halfway. Volks, though, for Oxford, blocked off by Matthew Siwa. He finds Clark. Clark loses the ball here at Oxford. Coming forward to Keersmaker. Clever little back heel infield. There's a shot from Romney. Oh, that wasn't far away. Oh, goodness me, that would have been some goal. It was his first touch of the ball.
Well, it was a wonderful strike, it really was, and it wasn't far off target. The move was good. It was quick, it was sharp, and I think their subs have actually sort of lifted the spirits of the whole team, the crowd, and it's all purely and simply by being sharp and very, very positive as well.
That's exactly it. There's a real buzz around these 4 since they've come on. Kipre closed down by Plaheta to Taylor. Ipswich have it with Clark trying to take on his man. Showed too much of the ball to Volks. He's had a very good game in midfield. Athon coming on for Ipswich Town, probably for Nunez, I'm guessing, to play Akpom just in behind or off of him. Or McAteer's coming on as well for Ipswich Town. We're not going to see Cameron Humphreys make a rare league appearance. Kipre to Davis on the left. Infield from him towards Clark. Flags up against Davis. Really disappointing if Town don't get anything from this game. I was going to be disappointed with a draw, really, but if they lose this game now...
No, the disappointing thing really so far is that we've started both halves really, really well. The first half was a good start. It deteriorated, and we go in 1-0 down. And then we come out, we start the second half better than the first half, and with more goal threat. We get back to 1-1, and then for some reason we've just lost the plot again.
Clark gets the ball back to Kipre. At the back is O'Shea for Ipswich Town. Ashley Young up towards the tumbling Nunez, given away by Oxford. Town have it with Taylor. 9 minutes to go in this game. Taylor comes forward, floats the ball out to the left, and Davis takes it on his chest, touches it back to Clark. Davis once more on this left-hand side, up against Plaheta, who made it 2-1. Davis hasn't crossed just yet. Little ball into the area towards Taylor, who almost lost it with a spin. Back it goes to Clark. Clark comes in field, no room for a shot, runs into trouble, plays it through the referee to Matusiwa. Town try a different approach down the right-hand side. Ashley Young's up from the back, still has it. Nudged, held up, still keeps a hold of the ball. Eventually hasn't quite won a corner, cleared away by Oxford as far as Matusiwa, who takes it on his chest. He gives the ball to Nunez. Nunez cross comes into the area towards Akpom, headed away by the big man Hellick. Touchdown by Romney. Romney then gets it back, not quite. Matusiwa wins it. Volks on his chest. Akpom challenges him. Plaheta has to deal with a bouncing ball near side. Keeps it in for Volks, and Volks turns it back to Cumming, who's shaken off that facial injury of earlier in the half. Coming towards Lancashire, who's having a battle with O'Shea. Young loses out to Goodrum. Goodrum's obviously going to run away with pace into the area. Tyler Goodrum, the substitute to finish it. Saved by Walton, who's made some saves tonight. It's out for a corner to Oxford.
Yeah, Young was struggling there. You know, he struggled down on the Oxford byline, you know, to keep the ball in play and to do something with it. And now he struggled, you know, sort of 18 yards from his own byline. And he was sort of left really in the player's wake there.
Still McAteer and Athon wait. Final throws of the dice for Ipswich Town. Oxford have players lining up on the penalty spot off to our right-hand side for this third corner kick of the game for them. 3-1 now, and it's surely all over. In comes the set piece towards the near post. Town have dealt with it, headed away. A missed kick from Goodrum, who's going to run after it. Heads it well to De Keersmaker. In comes his cross. Oh, curled it away. De Keersmaker again shoots wide off Walton's right post. Well, take up the changes for Tant. Eggerly is going off to be replaced by McAteer. Still waiting for his first goal for the club. The Norwegian should have come tonight, really. The other change is Athon is coming on for Matusiwa. It's an interesting change, needs must. Final changes for Ipswich Town. So McAteer's going to the right, obviously Clark still on the left, and then Akpom in behind Athon. At the base of the midfield, it's Nunez and Taylor. Here is Kipre. Nunez over the halfway line, loses the ball, telegraphed that to Volks. Volks stands on it, but Clark wins it back. 6 minutes to go in this match. Clark coming in field, gives it back to Taylor. Taylor in the centre of the Oxford half. Town have surely got to get something from this game. There is McAteer. Got lucky. Looked like he'd lost the ball to Goodrum. Came back to him. Taylor forward to McAteer. Back to Ashley Young on the far side. McAteer holds off the challenge of his defender, then loses it. Oxford get it away. Good play from Oxford. That's really good play. Romney to Lancashire. Back to Lancashire, far side. A chance for him to hold it up as what he's elected to do. Intelligent enough, giving it back. His side lead. As the ball goes back to Cumming. Cumming floats it out to the right. The ball's away over the top of Long. Not a good scoreline this for Norwich City either, really. Oxford in that relegation battle with them. At the back, Ipswich have the ball with O'Shea. He's given it to Kipre. Along the floor to Clark. Clark comes in field, evades the challenge of Plaheta, the match winner at the moment. Also Volks. Clark still has it for Ipswich Town, so often the hero this season. Can he do it again? Taylor has given the ball to Young. Young quickly into there to Akpom. Can he roll his man? He's still got the ball. A little back heel towards McAteer. Oh, and he's put it across the face of goal. Well, again, it looked almost easier to score. How on earth did he not put that one in?
I don't know. I think he had run out of the angle to actually put it in the back of the net. He's probably too close to the byline, and he's just thinking, well, I've just got to get this across the face of the goal and hope somebody else can force it in.
Oh, that looked a really good chance. We don't have the luxury of replays here at the Kassam Stadium, but it's convinced Ipswich Town we're going to get one back there. 2-1 Oxford lead, 86 minutes played live on BBC Radio Suffolk. 0800 141 2121. Have a chat to Graham and Mick afterwards. Text 81333, start those messages SFK. Also start your WhatsApps with SFK, 08000 321 333. I look forward to chatting to you on the Blue Hour on Monday night between 6 and 7 on BBC Radio Suffolk. Brenner at bbc.co.uk is the email if you'd like to get involved. Look ahead to both the games against Blackburn and Coventry on that programme, as well as back to this. The thoughts on all things Ipswich Town very welcome. O'Shea forward towards Athon inside the area, heads it down looking for a colleague, but Hellick takes charge, flags up against the Spaniard. Free kick to Oxford inside their penalty area.
Yeah, I think it's offside for some reason.
Incredible that Ipswich Town. Hopefully I'm tempted fate. I was going to say incredible Ipswich Town just can't win here. Let's hope they can in dramatic fashion here tonight. A draw, a win, and then a defeat at the moment across these three games at the start of this busy period. Wrexham, Hull, Oxford. It's with Cumming to take this goal kick over the top of Kipre, flags up against Oxford for the foul by Lancashire, I think, as Walton quickly tries to get the ball back in play, gives it to Cedric Kipre, back it goes to Christian Walton. Now Dara O'Shea brings it away for Ipswich Town, up towards the centre circle. Goes square to Cedric Kipre. Leif Davis tucked in, back to Kipre. Miscues his pass forward. Approaching the final 2 minutes of the 90. O'Shea takes the ball on his chest. Gives it to Young. Young plays the ball over the top for McAteer. Athon wants it in the middle. McAteer in towards Athon. Saved by Cumming. Maybe a chance for Taylor. No, he slipped. Here comes Nunez. Blocked away as far as Clark. Still alive. Jack Clark shoots towards goal and Cummings behind it. Oh, chance after chance for Ipswich Town, but not one of them went in.
Well, you would have thought one of those was going to be forced over the line, but they've dealt with it well. Oxford, they've defended it solidly.
Up goes Athon. You've still got to believe that Town can do it. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes, coming right-footed. Straight downfield. Lancashire's going to try and get the better of Kipre. Lancashire goes down under a challenge from Kipre. Nothing doing. That's a good call as well by the referee. I thought Lancashire was going to get the better of Kipre and get in on goal there. I think the referee got that spot on. Here is Nunez to Clark on the left-hand side. It's end-to-end as you would expect. Clark gets away from his defender. Low ball into the middle. Off is the cross and out the far side for a throw-in to Oxford United.
Yeah, he's done well, Jack Clark, but he's gone for pace with the cross, and I'm not sure whether it required the pace. It just, there was plenty of space in there. I think he should have gone for a bit of accuracy.
Yeah, absolutely. Where are we? Oh, final 30 seconds of normal time. Kieran McKenna's head bowed down below us. Fourth defeat of the season for his side. Comfortably their most eye-catching when you look at the teams that they've lost to so far. Only the teams currently in 3rd, 5th and Charlton are in 14th place. Here come Oxford again with Plaheta. Too heavy a touch from him. Oxford started the night 22nd in the table, 1 point from safety. Ahead of tomorrow's fixtures at the moment, they're out of the bottom 3 in the live table after an almighty result for them. 5 minutes of added on time to be played. Well, that's something. Clark running into the centre circle, gives the ball to Nunez. Nunez to Taylor, holding off his man. Romney makes a good challenge on Taylor. Goodrum runs away with the ball. On Oxford's youngest ever player, Tyler Goodrum. He's got the ball on the far side, not for long. McAteer stepped in there. Kieran McKenna full of praise for his appearance, or his performance the other night at Hull. Nunez spreads the play out to Davis. Davis controls it, but only for long to bring it away from him. He'll play it forward, trying to get Lancashire one-on-one with Kipre. Kipre turns the ball on its way to Walton. Walton back out to the big centre half. Kipre on halfway. Out to the right for McAteer. Brought down by Curry. Out the ball goes for a throw-in to Ipswich Town. It's Ashley Young with the ball above his head. 4 minutes for Ipswich Town to at least get a point from this match. Nunez towards Taylor. Taylor to Akpom, hasn't really been involved in the game. What can he do now? He's carried it forward 10-15 yards to Clark outside the area in a central position. No room for the shot just yet. Romney blocked that off, then went down to the ground. He's furious he didn't get the free kick, Romney. Town still have it with Young, trying to take on Goodrum. Good play from Young. Good cross towards the far post from Young, but plucked out of the sky by Cumming.
Yeah, he did well there, Ashley Young. He sort of took the player on, he got goal side of him, and then I thought his cross was a good one, but the goalkeeper did particularly well.
Long, straight at Kipre. His pass forward reaches Athon. His layoff to Taylor on the halfway line. Clark down the left. Checks in field against Volks, then goes through a little gap. Runs into traffic. And Oxford, much to the fury of their supporters, have been blown up for a foul on Clark. Town have got to do something with this set piece as we approach the final 90 seconds of this match.
Well, it's a good position to put the ball in. We've got big numbers up there and big players up there, so let's hope we can do something with this.
11,307. Plaheta named as the home sponsors man of the match. He's only been on the field, 25 minutes, but he has got the winning goal so far as things stand. Leif Davis on this free kick for Ipswich Town, 90 seconds away. Ipswich Town out from their 4th defeat of the season. What can he conjure up from this set piece? And it comes from Davis. Looks decent now. Caught comfortably by Cumming in between the edge of his 6-yard area and his penalty spot as we head towards the final minute, sadly.
Difficult free kick to take. You're always prone to put that a little bit too close to the goalkeeper.
A touch from Plaheta goes to Clark. Clark goes away from a couple of players, tripped on halfway by Volks. We're into the final 90 seconds of this game almost. Kipre to Clark. Davis is available, goes back to Kipre. The Oxford fans certainly believe their team's going to hold on, or they're encouraging them to do so. Kipre's deflected ball into the box, goes straight back to Cumming, who wastes a few more seconds. Draws in Athon and then holds the ball up to his chest. Well, Ipswich Town's unbeaten run is ending at 6 games. Terrible kick from Cumming. We'll feel rather bad if Town can get an equaliser now from this bit of possession. Ball boy in no great hurry to give Leif Davis the ball back on the air side. He's working to instruction. Final minute of the added on 5. What a disappointment. Davis infield to McAteer. McAteer heads it on, cleared away by De Keersmaker. Nodded by Volks towards Lancashire. Belted up by Kipre. 40 seconds to go. Akpom rises, doesn't win the header. De Keersmaker does for Oxford. Hooked in field by Young, brought down by Taylor. Shields it away from his man, does a full 360 in the end. Taylor still has the ball. Nunez to Kipre. Final throw of the dice time for Ipswich Town. Kipre knocks the ball into the Oxford area beyond the far stick. O'Shea nods it in towards the near post, but behind the near post. Goal kick to Oxford. who are moments away from by far their biggest win of the season. Listen to the noise inside the Kassam Stadium. The 5 minutes have added on time are up. Oxford United are moving out of the relegation zone at the bottom of the Championship and denying Ipswich Town a place in the automatic promotion places. As a Black Friday at the Kassam Stadium is confirmed. There goes the full-time whistle. Oxford United have beaten Ipswich Town by 2-1. When will Ipswich Town ever pick up 3 league points in this part of the world?
Well, it's been a great night for Oxford, I must say, and their supporters are delighted with what their team have done. They've probably reached their maximum ability in performance. They're undoubtedly a very honest team. They give everything they've got. They did lift their game when it was 1-1. They lifted it. They put more pace and more desire up front. It worked for them nicely with the substitutions, and they went on to sort of get themselves in front for the second time in the game. They could have gone further in front, and by the end of the game they were the equal of Ipswich without question. And yet it's on a night when at the start of the two halves you would have put your money on it being an away win without question. We started the first half well, we dominated the play, we dominated the possession, we had the best chances early on in that game, and then I don't understand it, I don't know why all of a sudden there was a mistake. The first one was from Matazua. It cost us, it allowed Oxford to go in front. We didn't really pick our game up after that sort of setback. It maybe took its toll on us to half-time. We were okay. We didn't sort of allow Oxford to go further in front, although they could have done with the odd breakaway or two. Disappointing finish to the first half. Come out second half, got the start and the performance that we needed. The performance at the start of the second half was good, it was positive, it was sharp, it was decisive, and it carried a real goal threat. There's no question about that. We got ourselves back into the game with a superb left foot, side foot volley by Leif Davis. Absolute superb goal, 1-1, and you would have said, right, now we will go on and win the game. But again, there's this drop-off. Instead of, sort of going up and up and up in performance and nailing the result, we sort of drop off in performance. Without question, Oxford raised their game through their substitutes. They made 4 substitutions, particularly the first 2 that came on. They lifted the spirits. They showed a lot of desire to chase balls and to work our centre halves, and they got some joy with it. They finally they're in front. They could have gone further in front without question, and in the end it was a bit of a mess. We just piled on substitute after substitute after substitute. We're looking for that equalising goal. On occasions there were 1 or 2 sort of blocks in the penalty area that maybe we were denied an equaliser, but you've got to say that probably the night belongs to Oxford, because they played above themselves, whereas Town played below themselves.
Your thoughts very welcome. 0800 141 2121 to have a chat to Mick Mills or Graham while I go downstairs to speak to Kieran McKenna after his side's 4th defeat of the season. They've lost 2-1 here tonight at Oxford United.